up, Talon? It's your boy TalonMasterJ here for one of our first videos of the brand new year, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are back. We are fired up, ladies and gentlemen, and we are just so freaking hyped because, as you can tell, based on not just the image that you see on the screen, but you also see my webcam, I'm finally able to use my dang green screen, yo! I got me an Elgato key light for Christmas. My parents bought me a $100 gift card for Best Buy, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go buy myself this key light. I've been having this green screen for months. I can finally use it now. So now videos will most likely allow me to use overlays and other images and whatnot where I can actually use this green screen, yo. And I'm fired up to do it because I've loved players that have the green screen. I love just that immersion that it gives you. So if you like videos like this, drop a like down below. Leave a comment about what you think now that we're finally going to have more immersion in our videos. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are at 204 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And the goal is to get to 3, maybe 4. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen. It's all thanks to you. And without your support, that's not possible. So drop a sub if you are new. But getting into it, guys, you guys see this image. You see the screen. The Talonflames are back. We are back in the saddle with another installment of Draft League Pokemon battling. The YCL has finally returned to battle for you on YouTube. We got great competitors all throughout this league. We have 16 teams divided into divisions of 8, a Scarlet division and a Violet division. The Talonflames, we got put into the Violet division, ladies and gentlemen. We were the 3rd pick in the Violet draft, which, in all fairness, my draft luck has been insane at the start of Draft League. I am going to be in 5 leagues to start this generation, not at the same time. I mean, some are still drafting and some have already drafted. But I'm in 5, and only 1 have I been outside of the top 4, because it is insane. Like, I don't know if you call it good luck, I don't know if you call it bad luck, but the point is, when you're in the top draft, you get some good picks, you get some good Pokemon out there to be your first selection, and arguably we got what many people believe to be the best Paradox Pokemon, if not the second best Paradox Pokemon. We got Iron Valiant at 16 points, ladies and gentlemen. Base 130 physical attack, base 120 special attack, base 116 speed, base 90 phys defense. Its special defense isn't great at 60, its HP is alright at 74, but this thing, believe it or not, I did it in a battle for IBA. Now, unfortunately, I had to take a forfeit loss because I violated a rule, which, again, if I violate the rule, I take the penalty. But I was able to take a Life Orb Life Orb Flutter Mane Terra Ghost Shadow Ball with Iron Valiant thanks to an Assault Vest. Insane. So, the fact that this thing can take Terra Ghost is insane. But Iron Valiant, I mean, it's got all kinds of things. And the main reason that I picked it was simple. It's one of the few Pokemon that gets access to knockoff in this generation. Item removal and hazard removal are completely nerfed in the beginning of this generation, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to pick your Pokemon wisely. You want removal, you want setters, you gotta find them and get them early. Now, because we were the 3rd pick in the draft, we had to wait a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen. We had to wait and wait and wait and wait. But eventually, we got back to round 2, right before the end of that round. And we're looking at the team, we're looking at what's on the board, and everything else out there. And in single battle, I get why people are saying that this is the best starter Pokemon in Paldea. I still reserve my rights to Meowscarada being the best in singles and doubles, and as evidenced by the fact that Meowscarada was in almost every team at the San Diego Regionals and will probably be in every team at the Liverpool Regionals. I don't know about Orlando, for that matter, but I'll probably find out because I'm going to be at the Orlando Regionals. But in single battle, I can understand why this one is getting reputation of being the best starter Pokemon in Paldea, and that is Skeledirge. Skeledirge is really freaking good, ladies and gentlemen. Unaware as an ability is massively underrated. And because of that, Skeledirge gets a real good knack. In the sense that Pokemon that's set up like Moxie Krookodile, or Moxie Gyarados, or Dragon Dance Gyarados, or Dragon Dance Salamence, or Dragon Dance Tyranitar, none of those buffs mean anything to Skeledirge. Now, granted, it still doesn't want to take an Earthquake, it still doesn't want to take a Waterfall, but it can handle them better, and you don't have to run the risk of any non-critical hit knocking it out in one shot, which is great. On top of that, Torch Song, very good signature move. Getting that special attack boost every time just adds to the power that this Pokemon has. Then we get into round 3, ladies and gentlemen, and when it comes to round 3, looked at the board, want to go with this one because our friend in the IBA, Stremid_TV, go sub to him, by the way, and sub to all of the YCL coaches while you're at it. He kicked my ass with Scizor. I will put it straight up. He kicked my freaking ass with Scizor. So you know what? I'm going to try Scizor. Its only weakness is to fire, of which it's 4 times super effective. And even then, some fire-type Pokemon do not want to take a Technician Choice Band boosted Bullet Punch, because this thing will still probably hit it for 50% minimum after getting torched. Aside from that, I mean, it gets moves like Aerial Ace, it gets moves like Bug Bite, it has X-Scissor, has U-Turn, has Dual Wing Beat, I think still. I could be wrong on that one. But base 130 attack is really good, guys. As you guys can tell, we have 2 Pokemon in our top 3 with a base 130 physical attack. Some physical defensive Mons will not be wanting to take hits from my top 3 picks. But then after Scizor, we're waiting again. And we get to this Pokemon, and I was hesitant on wanting it, but then I figured, you know what? Why not get it? We'll take Krookodile with our 4th selection, ladies and gentlemen. Get a Ground-type Pokemon, get that Electric immunity, which is good. Get a Psychic immunity, which is also good because, as you can tell, we have a Fighting-type Pokemon. So to have a Psychic immunity in Krookodile and an Electric immunity is good. Has access to Stealth Rocks, has Crunch, has Earthquake. I think it still gets Throat Chop. Iron Head, Outrage. It's got good coverage. Intimidate, great ability in singles. Moxie, you want to run the standard Choice Scarf Moxie set. Just steamroll opponents, depending on the situation. And if you get the plays right, this thing is insane. But I'm actually really forward to looking at using Krookodile, ladies and gentlemen. And then after Krookodile, we're waiting around real quick, because again, right around the draft, get the wheel. We need a bulky water type. Need bulk in the water. Went with Vaporeon. Get a base 130 attack. 130 HP. So we got some bulk net. We have 3 Pokemon whose HP is at minimum base 95, with Vaporeon at base 130. It gets access to Wish. It has Baton Pass. Now, Baton Pass is still... I think Wish passes are legal, but you can't pass... I don't think we can pass substitutes, and I don't think we can... I know we can't pass positive stats, but we can pass negative stats. If, God forbid, you even want to pass a negative stat and cripple an opponent, or one of your teammates. Does get access to Chilling Water. Sadly, doesn't get access to Scald anymore. Does still have Acid Armor. So it's a good, bulky water type. And given the amount of dragons in the field right now, it was worth it to pick something up that does get access to Ice Beam. Our next pick in round 6, ladies and gentlemen, I've been using it also in IBA. Now, I'll just say right now, in the first 6 picks, 3 of them are IBA staples. I probably should have specified that. But this Pokemon in IBA has been really good. And in all fairness, we all love it because it's derpy as hell. We got Clodsire again, guys. We got Clodsire. Get another electric immunity. Now we have 2 water immunities because both Clodsire and Vaporeon access to water absorb. Clodsire also gets unaware, so it can take some attacks if they're boosted. Doesn't really want to take any psychic moves, but it's possible. And the base 130 HP with base 100 special defense is nothing to write home about. And also, it does get access to Curse. Gets access to Curse, gets access to Rocks, Spikes, Toxic Spikes, Liquidation, Poison Jet. For some reason, this thing gets Mega Horn, of all things. I don't know why. But it's interesting out there, ladies and gentlemen. And I do like using Clodsire a lot. So I'm looking forward to using it again in this league. Now, our next pick, we picked it round 7. And then after the draft, we had 13 points to name up to 3 Pokemon to be what are called Terra Captains. Terra Captains are the only Pokemon on our team that are allowed to Terrastalize. So, any Pokemon that was above 14 points could not Terrastalize. Anything that was 13 and under could. So, thankfully, there's no Goldengo that will be Terrastalizing, or Fluttermane that will be Terrastalizing, and sadly, no Iron Valiant that will be Terrastalizing. But our first Terra Captain, which I picked after the draft, is Braviary. Braviary it's okay for a Pokemon. I mean, getting Defiant and Sheer Force are 2 very good abilities because Sheer Force plus Life Orb, it just stacks up on the damage output. Defiant, if I get lucky and somebody tries to switch in on this to intimidate it, then I get an attack boost and I just stack the damage from there. On top of that, I could have this Pokemon be almost any type I want. I could run Terra Steel 1 week, because you guys know I'm a Steel type trainer. I could run Terra Fire to be a defensive mon. I could run Terra, Terra Ghost if I wanted to. Theoretically, I could run any type I want on this Pokemon, and it's one of the only 2 Pokemon that I can Terrastalize. And I'm looking forward to using Braviary in the YCL as one of my Terra Captains. Our next pick after this, we wanted Electros. I'll say it straight up. I wanted Electros because of the Levitate immunity to ground type Pokemon. Unfortunately, it was sniped 2 picks before we selected. So we went with the next best thing, in a figurative manner of speaking, and we took Rotom Frost. Now, it gives us an Ice-type Pokemon, but it does add an extra weakness to Stealth Rocks. It does not get Defog, which is unfortunate. All the Rotom forms lost access to Defog in this generation, and also kind of props up Braviary, for that matter. But Thunderbolt, nothing to write home about. Access to Blizzard, really good. Access to Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, way to cause status on opponents, whether to cripple them or to negate their physical attacks. Always good to have a good Pokemon that can do that. And Rotom Frost, while it's still weak to Stealth Rocks or any Rock-type move in general, or Fire-type moves, or fighting moves, it does form a nice posture in this team. So I'm looking forward to using it. Our next Pokemon in round 9. Now, we only had 8 points left on this one, ladies and gentlemen, so we had to pick very, conservative, in a sense. But this Pokemon is also our other Terra Captain. So to make our final Terra Captain, we took the Bronzong. We took the Bell, and in all fairness, I mean, Bronzong, very good. Base 116 in both defenses, base 89 on physical attack, base 79 in special attack. Alright, it's modest. The base 67 HP is unfortunate. Levitate, good. It does get Heavy Slam, so I could run Heavy Metal and do Heavy Slam, get a little bit of extra power there. Or I could opt to let it get hit by ground-type moves and give it Heat Proof in a specific game. And that could even help out to get, like a Rocks up or something like that. Or I think this thing gets access to like Rain Dance and stuff like that. So I could have this as a setup mod, in a sense. But it is also our Terra Captain, so we can do it whatever type we want. And finally, because we needed a final Pokemon, and honestly, I just looked at the 1-point Pokemon and said, you know, why not? I'll just take this one. Took a flyer on DRAKLOAK. It is fast. It does have some niches to it. It does get access to Shadow Ball. It gets access to Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor, U-Turn, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt. It's got some qualities that help it out. The only thing is that it just doesn't have Dragon Pulse based 142 speed. But 40 points less is not anything to write home about. So, it's all good for DRAKLOAK, and I like it enough to be able to use it maybe every so often. But when we end this team, ladies and gentlemen, let me put it delicately for you. Base stats: HP 85, attack 85, defense 85. So we're right on the middle of physical. On special side, we're base 72 special attack, base 78 special defense. Speed, sort of slow at base 73, but our base stat total is 515. That's actually pretty good for a standard team. So this is going to be our team for the YCL, ladies and gentlemen. Our first battle will be going up next Saturday against, I believe it was, no, it was Spartan. Yeah, it was Spartan and his Victorville Victini. So go check out his draft analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have a link to all the coaches in the description below. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what Pokemon you think is going to be the MVP of the team ahead of this season. And I will see you guys for our Week 1 battle, which will be next Saturday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.